Good day, everyone. It's Meredith Leon-McCormack, World Bride Magazine, with yet another episode. But this time, we're bringing you the expert behind the expert. We have the pleasure and honor of bringing someone I've just met and fell in love with. We danced in, where was it? In Italy. And
In
we danced.
Italy.
Yeah, we were just
Yes,
hanging out. I love
yes, we was
that.
dancing. I love it. Yeah, you have
I
such a great energy. I
And
love it.
so do you. So it was fantastic. So this is the one and only Ana Cerna. Did I say that right?
Yes, you say it right, Serna.
Ah, yes. And
100%.
I'm going to let you give your full name, the name of your company, and tell us what is it that you do in the wedding industry, or in the event space industry.
Yes, thank you. So my name is, as you said, Ana Cerna. The name of my company is Two Social Girls. I am a veteran, like 20 more plus years, veteran in the hospitality industry,
Mhm.
more focused on the luxury environment from
Mhm.
venues, destinations, and also doing events worldwide. And now my company does two things. That's, of course, collaboration of event with some amazing wedding planners. And we do consulting for hotels, destinations, and also for travel advisors that wanted to do a wedding, like they get asked for a wedding and they don't know what to do with it.
Mm. Okay, so you're the secret sauce for the planners and the industry experts.
Let's say yes.
You're the secret sauce for the hotels, the travel agents. You do the research behind the research.
Yes, exactly.
We love that. And that's what I want to make sure that we convey to our readers and our viewers that most qualified professionals are not doing this by themselves. They do extensive research to make sure that they can offer quality services, and especially when you're in the luxury space. And one of the conversation we were getting into in the platform that we both belong to is what is luxury? Because right now it's a little bit blurry.
Yes, it is a blurry. I think everybody wants to say use the word luxury, but not all the people kind of understand what is luxury.
Mhm.
Most of my things is okay, you want to get into the luxury space. I wanted to invite you to understand who you are, how you understand luxury,
Mhm.
right? Because luxury can mean many things to many people. There is a lot of nuance there because also luxury client is not the same. You have different profiles, you have different ways to understand it and require a luxury service. So it's a big conversation for sure.
Oh, it's something you can go from one end and ask another person, and they're going to tell you two different things, you know.
Yeah.
And I had to look up the word luxury because what it meant, what it means today is not what it meant 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and definitely not 30 or 100 years ago. It's completely. And I feel like one of the things that's diluting it is people assume that price tag, the minute it's something at a price from the general population, that's what makes it luxury. No, you can have expensive things done in poor taste.
Exactly. So I think also what I'm saying is like understanding this industry for sure. I see a lot of professionals jump on luxury, but they don't understand the nuances. They don't understand um, like even there is different profiles, right? You will have the couples that they are looking for the trends for the getting the pre-picture on Instagram. You will
Mhm.
have the aspirational one that it does have certain level, but they are more intentional with what they expend in a budget
Mm.
because they wanted to show that, right? They are being aspirational. And then you have also the generational wealth clients that they already have everything. They already have everything that everybody tried. They already passed this and they are way ahead in different things. And they don't absolutely like usually wear the brands that everybody perceives as luxury. Like even if you see it now, like Louis Vuitton, all these brands, they have been a little bit more catering to the aspirational clients, the one that goes to the trends, because that is the one that gives them, of course, more business. However, the generational wealth one is already beyond that,
Oh,
right? So,
absolutely.
so you have, and then also you have the clients that they are looking for experiential travel, right? That they're drive by the service, by those kind of destinations and spaces that nobody goes, that nobody knows.
Right.
And then you have the luxury ones that they wanted to go where everybody goes so they can show the
To be
pictures
seen.
that they were there.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because they
Yeah.
want to be seen. And
Yeah.
usually, like if you and I can really talk about this, the people that have the kind of money that you can't count the zeros anymore, they're very low key about everything that they do. They value their privacy and being in a place with less people than they are in a crowd. And even if they were in a crowd, you wouldn't know who they were because they're not flashy about what they do.
No.
That's the group of people that I know that are generational wealthy.
Well, yes. Yes, and the difference is because, I mean, those people already grew up with the wealth, so they don't have nothing to prove. They already are in that environment. They just live there they just live their lives. And then you have the new wealth, right? Like it's new, like it's more like what is trendy, how I can show up that I am part of the group,
Hmm.
right? So there is two different clients there. And now we have the new generation that besides perceiving luxury depending on how there is their upbringing, now they are conscious travelers. So you have the ones that wants to do something very sustainable. When they do good practice, they have good values because now that is important. If a
Absolutely.
brand is not doing something great, they messed up with an environment in Africa to build the hotel.
Hmm.
That is just a big no-no for some clients as well.
And I'm glad you brought that up because there was for a couple of years, we're going to talk about diamonds. The whole diamond industry was under scrutiny for decades for how the diamonds were being sourced. And it became a big thing of corporate responsibility. And it evolved that most corporations had to have these things implemented as part of their business structure. So you, as a consultant, isn't that what you advise businesses on? Hey, what do you have in place and what should you put in place? And then they in turn can go and refer, hey, this hotel is, has a sustainable practice like the one hotel. When someone comes to a planner and says, "Hey, listen, I'm looking for a hotel that's sustainable," and how do they do that? You already know this research. You've done it. You can recommend to that planner, hey, these are the list. Is that the case? I just want to make sure.
So when you have a client that is very important for them, sustainability, good values, that they are doing giving back, right? That they are not just taking. I already know like which are the brands that are leaning towards that. The ones that are like in the middle, that they just wanted to have the PR, and the ones that they just keep doing their business. It's true. Like you have in this environment like three, right? Like the same the profile of clients, the ones that really care about. And I was like recently surprised, like in Cambodia, for example, a lot of the properties that they are getting built first their foundation, and then they are coming like in the hospitality and giving back, which is a really nice thing because they are
Wow.
doing it
Wow.
because it's part of their values. And you say, wow, this is really great. No?
That's amazing. So when you consulted, what kind of businesses you consult? I should ask you that. What kind of
Yes.
businesses?
Yeah, I do consult hotels, little hotel boutique hotels that they don't have a big brand, but they are luxury, right? They are not an Aman, they are not the Four Seasons, but they do have the services of a lot. What I said, in these kind of hotels, you have the clients that they are not flashy, that they are not looking the brands, they're just looking for the special, right? So they have that level of service. So my work with them is help them how to get to the markets and the clientele they want, right? More in the B2B, according to like giving strategies in what to do for them,
Mhm.
right? And then I do have also the ones that are some travel agents that they are very leisure focused. They don't know how to do a group or a wedding, and suddenly they have a bride, right? And they don't know what to do with the bride because it's another planning, there are
Yes.
many different and moving parts. So then I give an advice according what the bride wants and what they should do for helping the bride as well. So yeah, so that, and also I collaborate with some wedding planner in the industry when they do like the big events or destinations events as well.
That's fair. So what are some of the countries that you've advised people on or hotels you've worked on? Can you tell us, some
Yes.
places?
Well, precisely, I went to Cambodia because I have a client there that I represent to market to certain clients, not all. I have another one that also is in India, in the Himalayas. They are in the wellness, so kind of advise which are the clients that may work for them. Then also, I have right now. One new client that is in Nicaragua, which they are wanted to get into the weddings and groups industry. It's a
Mhm.
beautiful property, but again,
Wow.
they don't have like the skills, the strategies, and how to get
Mhm.
to that market. And those are kind of some that works. And I'm gonna do a name, and I work with some events with Joanne Gregoli, which is like legend in the destination,
Yeah, one of the
the
legends in
legend.
this industry. Yes.
Yes, yes. She is like, oh my God. So much to learn from her.
A lot. She's been in the industry for some years, so when you mention her name, it's really something. And then the I remember reading about her first and seeing her work, and then when I had to interview her when we were in Sardinia. Oh my God, I was gagging. You have to see the interview. So it's nice to find a big name and to actually meet the person, and then now to think that someone, Joanne Gregoli, who still says, I'm going to add another component to make sure that I know what I'm doing and I'm
Yeah.
staying in the know. It says a lot about her and her business because most people are afraid to evolve. They're afraid, like, okay, no, this works, so I'm not going to change it. So would you recommend planners and hotels that want to do a refresh, a reset of their business? You're the secret sauce that can be able to advise them and consult them to the next leveling up for their industry, especially now in the new year coming, with travel being an increase of a luxury ask.
Yeah. So yes. And for example, with Joanne, it's not like I am teaching her, like, advising something. For her, it's more like advising in some strategies in the social media and things of marketing,
Mhm.
because truly she is really a destination guru. Like working with her is like, she knows everything. Like she is prepared for any eventuality that you can imagine. So I have been learning a lot from her, right? From this perspective of a
Mhm. Of a
destination planner.
planner. Mhm.
And for me, it's just to complement the things that are marketing wise, right? How she can help a little bit more, like to be more present in the camera, which actions she can do to market herself more, right? And to market really that expertise, because I mean, there is a lot of people in the industry that they call themselves destination planners, but do they? They don't have like
Have
much
they
of
been
it.
to the location? That's one of the scary things that I've had to deal with, that people say they're a destination planner or they know a hotel or they'll recommend a hotel, but they've never been to the hotel. How can you sell it? So the problem and the challenges we face as a publication, a platform is people send us press releases and say, "Hey, we would love for you to feature our hotel or our property or our services in your magazine. Here's the press release and here's beautiful pictures and let us know what else you need." Yeah, I need to see it. I need to
Yeah,
experience it. I need to send an editor. I need to interview someone. I can't take it from you, the PR person who is paid to write about it, to send it to me and then I publish it blindly. That's where the problem becomes, and then the issue of fake news comes into play, and so it's a dangerous line to cross in this media age. And fact checking is really important. So I love the fact that you're the back end protector and you do the research. And if anyone is smart about their business, you can advise them on how to present, market themselves and their business. Is that
exactly.
correct?
Yes, is that part as well? Yes, and show really their expertise, right? And some planners, like I said, just say I am a destination wedding planner, but you have not been really around the world, like to see what are the pros of the cons, right? Like whether in this case we have this planner, Joanne, that she has been all over, like she goes to new places and she presents this is what we can do,
Mhm.
right? Because also in luxury, you have to be very honest with your client, right? Whatever you're going to do, if they're going
Absolutely.
to ask you, I wanted to go to this place to do my wedding and I wanted to do certain things,
Mhm.
you have to know if you can do those certain
Mhm.
things
I
for
agree.
your client, right? Like you need to know if you have the destination has the capacity,
Yep.
because some destinations are beautiful, but you have to be honest and you have
Yep.
to say, this is beautiful. You will have the beautiful beach, you have the beautiful scenery, but they don't have the best flowers. They don't have the
Right.
best entertainment. So you will have to outsource everything. And
Right.
that may get into another things, more costs, and so
Right.
many things that it needs to be built out
Right.
for the destination, right? So that is importance that really market yourself and really what your expertise, right? And if you're going to announce yourself in some way, like you said, the hotels, yes, I'm going to send you my pretty pictures, but you don't know if they really have the capacity to do an event, right? Like, um, there is some, and this is funny because also another thing that I always recommend, for example, for fam trips, right? If you're going to do a fam trip, whatever you offer during your fam trip is
Mhm.
because you can deliver to the clients of the people that you are bringing. If
Absolutely.
you are doing something out of the table, like to, wow the planners,
Yep.
that's wonderful. But if you cannot do it for their clients, you waste your money, you have a missed opportunity because then the planners, they are taking pictures, they are putting it into the world, and their clients are seeing that and they want what they are seeing.
Yeah.
So those are one of the things also that gets into advising a clients. Don't show what you cannot deliver. That
And
is very important.
And that to me is the biggest no-no. And it doesn't just damage that person, but it damages our industry as a whole. And I
Yes.
think one of the show's programs that we were talking about, I think it's the Table Vendors talk show. I love
Yes.
them. I'm obsessed with them. They bring out points, they put things into question that should be among the industry people, where they keep saying now with this AI, people are doctoring images and you don't know who's real and who's not, and how is the bride, how is the couple, how is the client, the end user going to be able to tell whether you're real or not if you can actually execute all the things that you proposed, which is dangerous on a long-term situation.
Yeah, it is absolutely like I said, in every business, I think it doesn't matter if you are luxury or you are not luxury. what this industry has been teaching me is like, don't promise and then don't show what you cannot deliver and what you cannot do. Because yes, like you said, you can present the pictures with the AI and everything, but like, if you don't know if you can deliver, like, that's a very dangerous thing because you set yourself for failure and then you set everybody for
Yeah,
failure,
I
right?
agree.
So I think we should be more responsible as like in this industry, in any industry, like
Mhm.
with the use of the AI. You can use AI, of course, to enhance whatever ideas you
Mhm.
have, your design. There is a person that I love, Jamie Kusiba, who is using AI in the right way because he's
Mhm.
doing his designs and he's just using AI to enhance it and just get it to life. So you know
Right.
how it's gonna take. But he's a person that has been is a designer that has been in the industry forever. So he knows his craft and he knows he can deliver whatever is showing, right? So that's
That's
the
so
thing.
smart. And I think that's why I want to have more and more of these conversation. And I love when we go back and forth on it on our chat, is that how do we keep each other in check? How do we pull each other's coat and say, hey, this is dangerous. This might not be a good idea. So I think also we as professionals that are the end presenting to the end users, we have to be honest. We have to hold each other accountable. And when we among people in our group behave poorly, and we have to call each other out and say, hey, this could be damaging to the industry. That's a no-no, and I feel like that's what the table vendor is doing with their podcast. They're calling in. They said something that was really interesting in one of the podcasts that I was listening to. They said that some photographers are submitting pictures in as though it's their work, and clients are finding out that's not their work. But
See a little bit.
that was a problem before. That was a problem before, we had digital and all of that. A photographer had to be real good. But when he was horrible and he did retouching, if he retouched so much, you would never working again in the industry ever. And that's one of the reasons why I love magazine. You had to hire the talented one. You couldn't hide it with a picture.
No, you cannot. You have to
You
hire
can't.
the right one because there is no, like there is no like one bad picture is just mess everything forever. Like
Everything up, everything up. And that's what I really appreciate about the conversation that we're all having, and some of us that are willing to have it, with each other and forming these amazing groups and publicly talking about it so that they know that the industry is checked, that we're checking each other, we're policing each other to make sure that no one is getting the wool pulled over their eyes, which I
no.
appreciate.
And and the thing is, what I feel in this industry, it it brings a lot of revenue, right? It's a big industry, the
Over
weddings industry and the
$300
celebrations.
billion dollars
Exactly.
globally.
And it's huge for destinations as well because it's
Hmm.
like a domino effect and everything can do. You have kind of free marketing, you have
Hmm.
new clients and everything. But I feel like there is not a regulation yet. Like you see, for example, in the leisure industry that there is like some, companies and there is certain regulation and they all collaborate to each other, right? To kind
Hmm.
of keep themselves accountable. But in this like wedding industry in specific, I think that is missing.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely. I agree with you 1,000,000%. 1,000,000. And when you give this machine to everybody and put it in their hands, and they can fake a table setting for one and say, this is what I can do. I don't know if you could do it for 200 people. Yes, you could do it for four, six, maybe 10, but can you do a whole room that way? Who's going to
yes,
check them? That
yes,
could be a problem. But I love this conversation, and I'm looking forward to continuing it with you on, different occasion, because I believe because you're not a planner, you
yes,
are
like
not
per se.
you're not speaking from, oh, well, I'm being defensive. No, you're going to
No,
be saying from a a professional perspective of both the vendor, the planner, and the consumer. So you're literally like Switzerland for the wedding industry.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm very grateful. Like I got to touch points and see all the perspectives,
Mhm,
like see everyone's how it's at play and
mhm.
have a more objective opinion.
Yep.
We were talking about it.
Yes.
Here, me, you, we are giving an
That's
opinion. We
what
are
we
giving
are.
it's a perspective of our experience, but
Mhm.
we don't have the absolute truth.
Yep.
But what is interesting is like in this industry, we share each other, the opinions,
Mhm.
perspective, and we help each other how we can do better, right? For
I agree.
our business and for our clients, I think.
I agree 100%. Thank you so much for this conversation. I think we're going to be doing this quite often. So please, if you can, tell us your website and how can our readers and viewers follow you and find out
Yes.
when you're doing classes or workshops. And we may have a client that's looking for you. So please give us your information.
Yes, of course. My website is twosocialgirls.com, and you can find me better on my Instagram account as Ana Lidia Cerna. It's a little bit long. I don't know how I can put it.
We're going to put
Uh,
it at the bottom. Don't worry about
okay,
it.
perfect. Ana Lidia on Instagram, and you can be in touch with me anytime.
Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
you're welcome. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the expert behind the experts that's making sure that you stay protected, that you are getting the most fantastic vendors to execute your special day or occasion. So please continue to follow World Bride Magazine, and we're going to make sure that you are in the know of what is needed to you need to know for your soiree. So until the next time, au revoir.
Bye bye.